One Tribe, how you guys doing? We have a special treat here tonight. I am going to be interviewing Mr. George Sloan from Chasing Dallas. So we're going to go ahead and bring up, y'all know when I have guests, I like to respect everybody's time. Um, my older brother will be joining us today, El Teddy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Girl, I didn't even know you were gonna
Y'all
bring me
know
up. You
he,
see, I'm over here about to take a drink. Don't do that.
you know he's my older brother. Go ahead and get the
Mm.
interview because it's almost his bedtime. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Mr. George Sloan of Chasing Dallas of the chat. There you go. Look, there's my boo. Hey, what's up, George?
What is going on? Listen, I'm gonna join. Okay, don't y'all throw no shade, okay? Because the cup is small, but the straw, it's long, okay? Both of
The
them.
song is long.
Wait, what? That's a lot of information.
Okay.
Oh God.
Listen, if you missed it, you
Get in
missed
trouble
it.
already. We just got this party started. Oh my lord. I got George and El Teddy up here. It's gonna be a whole situation.
I'm the
It's gonna
good
A
be a
one.
good
whole
time.
George knows I'm the nice one. I'm the good one in the Justice League. I'm the nice one. I don't talk about nobody.
Are you drunk?
Girl, I am not
Do
drunk. I
I
ain't
need
never
to
said.
but
remind you?
I ain't never said nothing
right.
about George.
But what
Listen,
I will say is this. First of all, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I reached out to you and it was like, I'm ready. When you want to come, let's go, let's go. I'm going to say this a little bit before for any new people chasing Dallas, or what have you. I just want to say I'm gonna give a little background, then we're gonna jump right into some things. George started his season on season 2 of
mhm.
Chasing Dallas, and listen, back then we was in the panorama, and the Justice League was riding deep, and baby, ain't none of us like George. We was like, oh my god. And I'm telling you, I will never forget when because we were interviewing everybody. When it
We
got around to
were,
George, we were all like, oh Lord, we're gonna interview George. But
and they
it
was
was
ready for you,
you
George, baby.
came
They
on.
was ready to come at your throat.
We was ready, and
They can
honestly,
come.
in all reality, right? In all reality, this is you
I'm
are a
just
perfect
gonna let that
example.
later.
Right. George is the perfect example of once you interview somebody and you get to talk to people and you get to hear the whole story. Like after that, like I know for me, after that, you become a fan fave, at least with amongst us. Because again, once you talk to somebody and you get to realize, okay, you know what? All right, I see you. Um, and then we found out. So you're back this season of Chasing Dallas. Now we know you ended up moving to Atlanta, but
Mhm.
even before that, what made you come back? Like we'll just start there. What made you want to come back?
You know, there was some change in leadership. And
I'm
don't do no
sorry.
shade, y'all. There he go. There he go.
I did.
Um, Listen, Chasing Dallas really did good, right? It had a great run. It had a great view. You know, the views were there, so it made sense for it to come back. And so, funny story is when I was asked to come back, I did not know I was moving to Atlanta. So I said yes that I would come back, and then I decided after I said, "Hey, I'll come back," that I was moving to Atlanta. So that's how that all happened. That's why you kind of see me just a little bit this season.
Mm,
I
Okay, all
fulfilled
right.
my duty.
unfortunately, George, let me say this. Go talk to your people, okay? Talk to these little girls and let them know I'm not the bad guy. I am not the enemy. However, comma, in the immortal words of my elderly sister, really be, I can, go down. I ain't even started on these girls. They already mad at me. I ain't even did nothing yet. I ain't even went hard in the paint yet. And
So
they
they
already
just woke
like,
up and said they was gonna be mad at you today.
dear God.
Mm. Listen, well, I can't talk to them. I've already given them my advice. Okay. And so I can lead you to the water. I can make you drink it.
There you go. Lead them to water. Because listen, I think all of us have said at some point in time in our reviews, don't take this personally. We're all here to have a good time, and it's all just, it's all, it's and giggles. So we're only 2 weeks in. We have a third episode tonight, but let's just rewind a little bit. So on last week's episode, you said that you decided to move because you want to kind of roll into a full-time entertainment situation. And that actually shocked me because, we all know you're in corporate America. And I just automatically assumed, which you should never do. I thought you moved for a better job opportunity. So tell us more about your transitioning to Atlanta.
Sure. So, I'm still in the financial world. That's my bread and butter, but I really love finance. And so I'm still in that world. However, I have a niche for television. I'd love to see me on screen. Some may agree, some may not, but I think I'm good for TV. And so, I really wanted to pursue that more. I would love to get in it 100%. And so that's why I really was one of the big reasons why I really wanted to move to Atlanta.
My question is, why not go to LA?
Because everyone goes to LA.
Let him finish.
Thank you. You need to put that cup down.
I ain't even got the cup.
Right. Let him finish.
But you've been drinking it. Oh, child, please.
That's all I'm drinking.
So, and another thing, like I'm really close to family. Family means everything to me. And so I was like, listen, it's a lot going on in Atlanta. Atlanta is the Black Beverly Hills. Everybody's success story doesn't start in LA or have to be in LA. So I thought that it'll be a great opportunity for me to, make some shit shake here in Atlanta. So that's why I decided to come to Atlanta.
Okay. Now, again, before we get, I'm gonna ask you this, and then we're gonna jump right in. A couple months ago. Now, I remember when you were still living in Dallas, you and Travis Ware and a couple of other guys going live and sort of like shooting, shoot it, so to speak. And I see that you guys have been able to roll that into another show on Chasing Reality called The Chat Room, which is almost like, I guess, the gay male of The View. It's actually hilarious. I love it. I really do enjoy it. And you guys are ridiculous here. Hilarious. How did that come to be? Like it seemed like it started off as you guys just going live on Instagram. How did that sort of evolve?
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. We started on one night, Travis, myself, and one of our other good friends, we went live and we got a lot of views. A lot of people was in the comments and saying, hey, y'all need to really do something with this. And so then we was like, okay, well, let's do this with it. And so we had a good time with it. And then, tragedy happened in Travis' life. And so he needed to take some time away from the screen to really focus on that. And so it kind of we went out, we let that season run. We tried to do a second season, but that was right when everything had really started with Travis' family. And so just in conversations, I moved here and I really connected with Andario, which was very shocking. But I connected with Andario and, there was just talks and conversations, and it was an idea brought, hey, let's bring that same concept, but let's bring it over to chasing reality. And so that's how it came about. And then, picking the cast. So, or the host or whatever you want to call us. And so that's how it came about. Hey, y'all. Hey, George. Hey. That's how it came about.
Let me ask you this. What is the real beef? Because that sounds real nice, but what is the real beef with eyebrows?
Okay.
Why can't I wait a minute? Now, you don't ask your question. Why can't I ask my question? What?
Because you just jump right there. See, that's what's wrong with you. You probably I was gonna say something not just jump in the middle. You don't romance somebody. You don't do a little foreplay first. You just jump in. Go on, ask your question, boy. Dang.
I don't ask it now.
So,
we want to be cognizant of his time, so we want to get right down to the nitty gritty. What the
Listen,
people want.
work is over. I'm here with y'all all night. As long as them drinks are coming and I can refill, I'm here with y'all all night.
See,
My
the guy don't
hand,
drink. I just got soda.
listen.
I just got soda, so I
Oh,
need a
child,
drink.
please. I know you.
I really don't. I promise you I don't. But I'm gonna get one now that you said that.
Well,
Now that
listen,
you said that.
join me, will you?
Right,
So
join me.
will you? Right? So just the beef is, I think the beef comes from just, in life when you're just really there for somebody and you've shown yourself as a friend, you've shown yourself loyal, excuse me, and you've literally been there for a person at their most vulnerable times in their lives, and then they switch up on you. Of course, when you do see that person for the first time, you're not going to be like, hey, ha, ha, he, how you doing? It's going to be some animosity there. And I think in that's pretty much what happened. Now, if you go and look at that scene, you can clearly see in my face, I really wasn't trying to go there with him. I really wasn't. When he called me outside, I went. I believe that's what we should do, right? And he threw the first shot. Don't be a spoiled peach, plum, whatever he said. That
Yeah,
he struggled to
I
say.
didn't know what that was. He said, "Don't be a spoiled peach." Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that he had rehearsed amongst his other friends, I'm sure. And it didn't quite hit right, nor did it come out right. So that's why I kind of laughed at it when he said it. I was like, is that supposed to be shade? And y'all all know, y'all seen me season after season. I typically don't throw the first punch. I kind of sit back. But y'all know when I go, I go. And I'm a Libra, so I'm a very passionate person. I'm never pressed. I'm very passionate. And when I go, especially when you try to try me, like you don't know what's going on. This has happened to me a season ago where, someone did something and they got in front of the camera like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I thought we was good. I thought it was cool. Child, we ain't talked in almost 3 months. So it just blew my mind that you got in front of this camera and you want to act like you didn't know what was going on. That doesn't work for me. I'm real, and I don't think a lot of people can really take that. But it's reality TV, so let's be real about it.
Well, if we being real, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Because that scene earlier last episode where he was with the boyfriend, that's what it didn't seem authentic or real.
It
Because
was
when you're with
forced.
your boyfriend, you
Mm-hmm.
don't start off, how did we meet? How did you feel about, like, that was like, it felt like you were trying to force it and make people really feel like that was your boyfriend. And I say that only because later you called him out and drug him for saying that he got passed around the streets of Dallas. You did say that, George. You
I
said that.
mean, listen, I know this person character. And if you go back, if you really watch the scene, and this is what I appreciate about, you all that really understand entertainment and watch the show, it just didn't make sense because in the same breath, you can't say someone has been a friend to you and they've been loyal to you and they've been there for you. And then in the very next scene, when the moment get heated, you have all of these things to say. I'm not loyal. I'm not a friend. I have a new friend group every other week. Girl, make that make sense for me and for you because it's not sensing over here. It just made you look even more crazy. Am I a good friend or am I not a good friend? What is it? When we say the word pass around, I don't know about the sexual encounters, but he's had a few, and I'll just leave it at that.
So let me ask you, Lord Markel in the chat cutting up. He said, "Hello, filter fish."
Markel, you got to go. That's your friend. Don't do that.
Oh Lord. Moving forward. So let's keep on going. You said you hadn't talked to him in almost 3 months. So my question to you, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked him. Did you call? Did y'all have a call? You to say he knows what he did, and for him to be like, I don't know what I did. Was there ever a conversation? Hey,
This
Kat,
is
you
what
have the link if you want to come up.
This is what happens, and this is what, and I'm gonna use the word they, and I'll use it freely. This is what they do. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this, and you know, I guess he felt like that was his moment. He knows what has happened between us, and I want to be clear, because if you notice in that scene, I had two other friends with me outside. We're all a part of everything that kind of went down. So when I said the switch up just wasn't on me. It was on all of us, like literally. Now, mind you, I introduced him to my group of friends. And if you all, and I don't know, y'all probably didn't really know him back then to like follow him and things, but he was always with us. Like we took him in as like a little brother, right? We really took him in. We were there, phone calls 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, hearing about this divorce, his ex-husband, and like we were just a listening ear and a shoulder. It was very much so draining talking about the same thing. But when you're loyal and you want to show someone that you know you value their friendship, you go through it with them. You know what I mean? And so that's why those other two guys, my other two friends, Boss and Dior, that's why I actually, and you can see it when we were walking out, I said, come with me. Now, the problem is the reason I'm the one that's being picked out of all of us is because when he stopped talking to us, and not that we're pressed, I want to clear that up. When he stopped talking to us, they continue to try to speak to him. There were times they would see him out, he would just ride by them. We saw him in the store one time. He gave like this old shady ass hello, hey, or whatever. Me, you can't do that with me. You don't have the right to treat me like an option, nor will I give you the opportunity to do that. They were still trying to, ha he with him. Baby, I'm good, especially when I know I've been a good friend to you. Oh, I'm going to match your energy. And so the problem came when I started matching his energy. No, I'm not going to try to talk to him. No, I'm not going to do any of that because the problem is not on my end. The problem is on your end. And if you had a problem with us and we were quote unquote your friends, you could have had a conversation with us. But what has not been said, even in that transition where we really weren't talking anymore, I still had a care of what it looked like on the outside, if that makes sense. So there were times that I did text him, and I don't know if I'm assuming y'all interviewed him.
I think Really B did.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were a couple of times I reached out to him and I would say, hey, enjoy your new situation. One minute you're posting on your story, your new man, and in the very next story, you talking about your ex. Not only is it disrespectful to your new man, it's disrespectful to you, and you look clownish, you look foolish. And I said in that text, and I'm only saying this to you because I feel that you would do the same for me. When you become the laughing stock of the gay community in Dallas, it's pretty embarrassing.
Let me ask you this. Ted Lee notwithstanding, so we'll leave him out. Do you like the cast that you came in with, or do you like the current cast? Which cast do you like better and why?
Well,
I'm going back to season 2 or season 4. So I ain't gonna include season 3. So I'm saying either season 2, the cast you came in with, or the current cast, and why.
So I what I will say is I enjoyed the cast I came in with, because we kind of grew together. You know what I mean? We kind of learned our wrongs and made our rights. This new cast, I really haven't really did anything with them. I've met them all, and I think they're all great. But if you asked me that question, it would be with, of course, the people that I came in with.
What do we need to know? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to ask him a follow-up question, but you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, well, what I was going, I just want to rewind. I'm done with this. I don't beat this dead horse. I'm done with it after this. I just want to rewind. So you're saying that Telly showed out first, and then you were like, listen, if you're going to act a fool, I'm going to match your energy. It wasn't that you stopped speaking to Telly, because that's his story, is that he didn't know what happened. You just stopped talking. Then he was blocked on social media. He doesn't know what happened. So you're saying that it's on his end first, not on your end.
Absolutely.
And then I'm done with it, because okay.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Anyone that I have ever connected with in Dallas, and I called a friend, or I introduced them or brought them around my circle of friends, I can pick up the phone right now and call them. It just, the math is not even mathing. Why would I just wake up and stop talking to you when I am stressed out about what you going through? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't math.
I feel you. Listen. Like I said, I feel you. I feel you. I just want to make sure. Lord, everybody in the chat saying beat the horse. But I don't think it's much more to say. If George is saying it wasn't me, and Telly is saying it wasn't me, and both of them are saying they know why. They know the other person knows why the relationship ended. It's really no what. It's nowhere really.
Let me ask you this, George. Who was the person they had to bleep their name out? And why did they have to bleep their name out?
Oh, I don't know why they had to bleep this person's name out, but the person, the name that they bleeped out is Telly's ex-husband.
Oh, okay. Were you friends with the ex-husband?
Was I who?
Friends with the ex-husband?
You said, was I friends? Your phone went out.
Were you friends with the ex-husband?
Yeah, so Telly ex-husband and we had a short rendezvous. But this is way back in the day. This is way back. Let me say this.
Wait. No. Let's pass through that. You can't just go real fast past that, sir. You got to back that up, sir. Dude, we need to go in detail. We need to go in detail.
What?
You had a rendezvous with his husband.
Yes, but hold on. Let me clear it, because they'll screenshot just that part and have me in the blogs in the morning.
It's too late for that.
I know how this works. So when Telly's ex-husband and I had a situation, it was way back in the day, before I knew Telly and before he even knew Telly, before they even knew each other. This is not like a year or two ago. This is like many moons ago, probably 2013, 2014. So I know him very well.
Okay.
Did you introduce
so y'all had a secret rendezvous.
I did not. We just looked up on social media and they were at the Justice of Peace getting married.
I can't stand.
I have so many questions. I got so many questions.
But you're still.
That's the truth.
You're still friendly with the ex-husband. You're still friendly with them.
Absolutely. We had a conversation after, because there were some things that were said to me that were false, and there were some things that were said to him that was false. And we had a conversation. So we're good.
So would you say that a good portion of I don't know, well, I'll say just a portion of some of the issues maybe still surrounding the ex-husband and at all, or does it have anything to do with the ex-husband, the breaking of y'all, not that y'all were together, but maybe he told the ex-husband something about you and you found out or something? Does that play anywhere into it?
No, that doesn't play into it, because at the time that when Telly resurfaced back in Dallas, him and Will were married. So so they have, as a couple, they've both been to my home when I lived in Dallas. So it was not, that had nothing to do with anything. Now, I dropped his name. I'm gonna be honest with you, child, because I was just being petty. And I know what it hits you, what is gonna hurt, or where you're gonna feel some type of way about it. So That's kind of where that came from. Telly said nothing that had already been said about me seasons ago, or last season or the season before. And that's how I know that he was a fan of the show and supported the show. Because he said nothing no one else has already said, because he has really nothing else to say about me. But what he knows is I have a whole lot to say about him. And so I was just very cognizant. I was very aware of what I was saying. If I wanted to go in for the kill, I could have. But it's a part of you that really, even though you're not connected with this person anymore, there's still kind of a part that you kind of want to show a piece of loyalty to. Now, I'm all about matching energy. So if you want to go real low, I'll go to hell with what I got. So I'm going real low.
You know, I'm still. You got the chat bubbling over here, okay? You got the chat bubbling because it's a whole nother set of questions, okay?
Yeah, I got more questions. You know me, I stay with the questions.
So,
can I ask? Oh, go ahead.
As far as the season, we'll let it get messy in a minute. But as far as this season, I know it. Do we see? I know because I ran into you guys. I won't give too much away, but I know that you did film, throughout the season here or there. But do we get to see a lot more of you, or is it really limited because you had to move?
Yeah, so it's really limited. The goal was to kind of like phase me out because the cast was so brand new. They wanted to still give the fans some of the fan favorites. And so I made the commitment that, hey, I'll do what I can do while I can do it. And so to answer your question, you won't see me as much this season because I had already left. But you will see me. You'll see me some more.
Okay. I have a question.
Hey to everybody coming in the chat. I want to hold on, wait a minute, real quick. I'll tell you. Hey to everybody coming in the chat. I do want to acknowledge the Chasing Reality star. We have Nicole Ray Hare. We have Jamar84 who works on production, and we have Markel Logan who is the executive producer. So I just want to acknowledge the Chasing Reality stars as they come in. Markel says, "Thank you, George, for all you did for season 4. Wink,
hey,
wink."
everybody.
I added the wink, wink. All right, I'll tell you. Go ahead, babe.
My question is: you were a part of the show with the former executive producer and the current. Mm-hmm. Is there a different feel around taping or production with the change in executive producer? That's my first question. My second question is, when you look at the finished product, does it look and feel different? Because I know on my end it looks and feel different with a different executive producer, but I know you're more behind the scenes with taping and filming, and is that part of it different now with new executive producers?
Absolutely. I really, and we even said this with some other projects that Markel has worked on. Markel is very keen on what he's putting out. And it's just a more pleasant feeling. And it's not even because Markel and I are, if people know, Markel and I are friends. Even other old cast members have said, it's a great feeling knowing that the people who are behind the cameras are people who are not biased in no type of way. They're there to do a job. If the EP doesn't like you, they're not taking that side and not liking you either. It was just real natural. And it was just a great feeling that there was no tension. With the old crew, you didn't know what you could say. You didn't know how it was going to get back and things of that nature. So it's just a more pleasant feel to really be able to just display your talent without feeling like, they film and they record and they're having conversations with me, but in essence, they don't like me. If that makes any sense.
Right. It does. And I respect that. So first of all, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the super chat. know
Hey,
that he
ma'am.
was on Flavor of Love season 1, and he wants to be acknowledged. So yes, and thank you for your contribution as well. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All the reality is in here.
So somebody in the chat. That's it. We got all levels of it in here. So one of our OG fans, Lil Baby, she asked, "Are you still in the fume business? Are you still doing the fumes?"
I
Because
am
I didn't know what a
still
crowning was till you.
listen. I am. What you say?
No, I said I didn't know what a crowning was until you. Remember the first interview? I
Oh
told you I
yeah,
had never heard of a crowning until I saw you do it. Remember that?
gotcha. I
And
remember.
I've
I'll
seen a
take
lot
care of
since
you.
then. I've been seeing them since then.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna ask you if you want to know what it felt like. I'll take care of you.
Oh no, you ain't gonna kill me now, girl. We can go. We can windmill. We can step into the octagon.
Ah! But yes, I am still in the funeral home business. That is my passion, my love, my joy. I feel so it's just a real great feeling. So I'll never leave that industry. I love it.
Well, that's
I actually
good.
was trying to get you on here.
Well, hold on, George. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. Now you done spent all these years in the funeral home business, and then in the next breath, you tell me you was great friends with Ted Lee, and you let Mama roll off on this good screen, looking like now you supposed to know makeup, blending, and all kinds of stuff in the funeral business, and
I'm
now
not.
you let your good friend
I'm not
Ted
doing
Lee
it.
come right on this good thing, looking like that.
Well, let's clear something up in that.
I'm
I
not
didn't
doing
let
that.
Telly do anything.
Oh,
Production let Telly roll up on the scene. I've talked to him before about his makeup and eyebrows.
but on
I had
Markel,
nothing to do with that. I came up
blame
in
it
his
on
costume.
Markel.
I didn't let him do anything. Now, had everything ran its course like it was scheduled to run its course, then, because I know how brutal the people can be. But we live and we learn.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this with y'all. What I will say is, because I actually wanted to have you on my platform. We talked about it, and then it kind of just went by the wayside because you are in finance and because you are in the funeral business. Something that grinds I mean, it grinds my gears is whenever somebody passes away and the family got to have a fish fry, a GoFundMe, of selling popcorn down to the. I cannot stand it.
Stand.
And so
Mhm.
I wanted to have you on and talk about, it's estate planning because I know that your financial and that's not necessarily what you do, but in your field with doing funerals, I mean, is that something that you find happens a lot in your field? Do you see it a lot?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm getting sidetracked with the question. Absolutely. And so what I try to do is, especially when I have a family or we have a family who don't have insurance, I really try to push the issue, and we ask that question. Are you covered? Do you have any insurance? Because what we do know is, a typical funeral today is $5,500, and I've preached this for a very long time. If you don't have $100 in your account, let me clear that. If you don't have $1,000, $2,000 in your account, imagine trying to come up with $5,000. And it may sound like a little bit of money to people, but that is a lot of money when you don't have it. And it's unfortunate. We're in times now where funeral homes will say, "Sweetheart, before we bury this body, before we bury your loved one, this balance has to be at a zero." And the reason that has happened is because our people, and I can only say our people because I've only worked in predominantly Black funeral homes, we'll agree, we'll pay $3,500 today, and then we'll make $100 and $200 payments a month, and then they'll make a couple payments, and then they done skipped out. So now funeral homes are like, "Baby, listen, if you don't have it, Sister Lee, go lay back here in this cooler with her name on it." until you can come up with this money, or we can send her to the crematory for a couple, $1,000, and you can get the ashes. But even in that, we live in a world where television has made us so afraid of death. We think it's a spirit, so we don't want the ashes. We want to put them in the ground. And to that, everyone does not need estate planning, and I say that not as freely or as loosely as I should. Majority of the time, when a person does estate planning, that's because they have a lot of assets to put in the estate, and then how they want to disperse them at death. So a lot of people don't. And if I died today, right? I live in an apartment. I have a car. I don't think my mom wants the car. So there's no need for me to have an estate planning. I can because I do have some assets, right? Not great enough to do an estate. I would do more of a will, which can also dictate where my funds, my assets, and etc. should go should I depart. So yeah.
Yeah,
And
and I say
anybody
this,
that took that advice,
again, I don't.
You gonna have to cash out me for that. You have to cash out me for that.
Come on, cash out.
Okay. I'm gonna say this.
Giving all that advice.
Tracy, he said you're gonna have to cash app him for him to direct you to the appropriate picture on the timeline. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Shout out to Scotty in the chat.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
Again, you're right. I know you'll probably be over there with him and Jamar at some point interviewing as well. Now, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. I was just gonna say this real quick. My brother who passed away, my brother was morbidly obese. My brother was on disability. Okay, yet my brother had life insurance policy when he passed away. And all that to say, if my brother could keep up his payments while on disability, we all can figure it out. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's it, and we're gonna move forward.
I mean, we see the commercials every day, $9 a month and stuff.
Absolutely, and I'm happy you said that, El Teddy.
Yeah,
because life insurance is not expensive. I mean,
it's not.
What we pay when we pay $20 to get in the club, or we go to a bar and buy a round for everybody, and we dropping $60 and $70. Life insurance is not expensive. I bought my first policy when I was 18 years old, a whole life, and I paid $7.75, almost $8 a month for it. It's not expensive at all.
And what I was going to say was, a lot of people, if you have, most jobs have free life insurance, that you can get where they don't even have to take out of your paycheck as long as you are working there, at that job. And then even afterwards, like if you leave that job, you can call that company and they can let you know, hey, here's the premium and whatnot. You can still pay on it. So it's not that bad to, have something, at least 10 G's or something.
Yeah.
I was going to ask this to change the subject. So do you think, because this is something I've seen in a lot of the reviews, do you think that when we in 2023 now, when we get new people on these shows, that they go out of their way just to start, in the deep end, windmilling, or is it just us? Because I notice a lot of us reviewers, maybe sometimes I know we get, in this thing where we've seen so many reviews that maybe we don't treat the new people like we did the old people, and we're just too, hard on them. But it just feels to me that most of us are saying that when the new people come in, they don't even try to get to know people's name before they're ready to be in the octagon, windmilling and dog walking people. And so I just wanted to know if that's something you see or not.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think what happens is, especially with the newbies that come in, and this is probably a lot of in the reality world, everybody's trying to secure a seat in a bag, right? And if you're one of those new people that come on and you're boring, no one is really looking for you. If you're missing a scene, your name is not dropped. You're boring. And a lot of these guys and girls, they really just don't do it. They think they have a niche for it, but they really don't. They really don't do it. I can come on any reality show or go back to Dallas, and and not produce or show not one thing that I do for work. But because I really bring what I bring, I'm one of those names that's talked about whether you like me or whether you do not like me. And I'll take it back. At that red carpet event, had I not even been in that scene and I was in the background, I still would have been noted that in the comments or whatever the case may be, because I'm just one of those rememberable cast members. And so people, I feel they try to create that same thing for themselves, and I'm not knocking them for it, but I think they're trying to secure, oh, I can really bring it. I can really throw shade, and I can really go for the for the gutter if I need to, but I'm trying to secure this spot because if the opportunity presents itself for me to come back, I want to be able to say, I brought all of this. I was one of the most talked about cast members of this season. And in the back end, on the production side, that's how that really works. If you can bring it, they're going to, whether people like you or they don't. Season 2, I was probably one of the most hated cast members of season 2. But I was one of the most talked about cast members of season 2. So when season 3 dropped, it was a no-brainer. And I think that's what a lot of people that's new in this thing try to do. Hey, Georgie, what's up, baby? I think that's what a lot of people try to do, and they're trying to prove themselves. And sometimes it doesn't end well for them.
I do feel like there's some people, and I'm not going to. Oh, God, I was going to say, do you have advice? For those
you was about to say the same thing I was about to say. I feel like you was about to say the same thing I was saying. So let me fix the drink and you go.
Well, yeah, because all I was going to say was I don't want to mention any names. Yeah, I don't want to go down that road and mention names, but I do feel like there are people on tonight, of this season, that are doing that are trying to create these moments, and I don't think it's going to work for them. So what advice, I know you said you tried to impart your wisdom, but what was some of the advice that you kind of gave to the newbies as you were sort of, ushering them onto the platform?
So, and I want to clarify that I met some of the newbies way after other films have been, after other scenes have been filmed. So I think I was a little bit too late to the game with some of the newbies. But I will say to anyone that's coming on, just be your authentic self. Anytime any group of gay men are in the room, shit is just bound to happen. Moments are going to be created. Just be your authentic self. And I think who you are and whatever production edit and put together the show, it'll show your character. Because when you think about it, there's episodes that I walked into the room and didn't say a word, and I was talked about in the comments, or I was in the blogs, or I was interviewed and my name was dropped multiple times. So I say all that to say, just be your authentic self. Now, as I said earlier, I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink it, child. And if you want to act a fool, go ahead. Okay. But when them comments get to getting under your skin, and you start feeling some type of way, that's the monster you created. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yep. So shout out to Jet Jeff who's in the chat. And again,
hey,
Jet Jeff is gonna be reaching out to you, honey. Your time, we want you up here because Jet Jeff, you a shady one too. We want you up here, Jet. I like Jet. I like Jet. I'm liking him so far.
We got questions. We sure got questions.
We do. The obvious elephant in the room. You are now in the city of Atlanta, where the anchor of this franchise is located. We know they've started filming for this, as Andario says, the final season. Can you speak to whether we're going to see you in Chasing Atlanta this season?
What I can speak to is stay tuned. Listen, all I can say is stay tuned. But what I can say is this, right? I am so focused. I've done a couple of I've done a lot actually of auditions, and timing is everything. So what I will say is this:
Yeah.
if the opportunity does present, and the time is available, I don't think I would. You'll probably see me.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Well,
And we
listen,
will be talking about you.
we're gonna hold you to that. We're gonna hold you to that. Markel, we want to give a shout out to your two friends. Hey, Aaron, to your two friends that we saw with you when you had the epic scene last week. We know that one is our baby Dior from Rookies. Now, did you meet Dior through? Because we know you made a couple of cameos on Rookies. Did you meet Dior through Rookies, or were y'all already friends?
Your phone went out. You say, did I meet him where?
Or
Did you
Rookies,
meet
or was he
him
already your
doing
friend?
Rookies, or were y'all already friends?
I knew Dior for quite some time prior to. I knew of Dior. We were connected on social media, so I knew of Dior prior to him filming. But I really got to know him doing his filming on Rookies. Like personally, got to know him. Dior actually date one of my great. Actually, Dior. I don't even know if I can say that. Are there any other scenes? Dior is actually, I'm gonna say it, and if hopefully they don't get upset with me because Dior is very private. But Dior partner is the one that was in the blue, the blue blazer. In
I
the
saw
scene.
Fanning up there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
my boy.
which is my good
First of all,
friend.
he ain't that private because he didn't post it up with his man on Instagram. I follow him on
George, don't make
Instagram.
me
He didn't
windmill
post it with
you
his
about
boo.
Fanning.
You
I
want
love Fanning. Fanning is my boo in my head. In my head. In my
that's
head.
amazing.
In my head. It could be what it's gonna be.
Listen, Fanning is like a
You
little
said,
Fanning is
he
like a
said
little
that's
brother to me.
amazing.
Fanning is like a
It
little
could be
brother
what
to
it's
me. I
gonna
love
be.
Fanning is a good time.
The funny thing is, Fanning actually reminds me of El Teddy. When I saw Fanning on Rookies, I mean, not on Rookies, for Lovers and Friends,
He
I
was
was
on
like,
Lovers and
he
Friends
reminds me of
first.
El Teddy. Right, he was on
Fanning is a
Lovers
good time.
and
I
Friends,
met
reminds me of
Fanning.
El Teddy.
I met Fanning about maybe a year or 2 years ago. I actually used to date I used to date one of his close friends.
You done dated a whole lot of people, George. Now we know you done ran through some people.
I'm not just saying.
I mean, but just look at me.
Oh,
I mean,
girl.
I am a catch. I am a catch.
Oh,
Let's
girl.
talk about it because we can.
You so
If you got good booty, I don't know. You might have
humble.
good
You are
booty.
so
Well, don't get too carried away.
If you got good booty,
Don't get
ooh.
too carried away. You probably won't put that glass down because I know that glass ain't got you talking like that.
I told you I put alcohol in this one. I showed you this one had alcohol in it. The first one did not. The first one was really soda, but this one got alcohol in it. We're here for it now.
Lord,
You're winning.
Like this, George, you know that my platform, this platform, is always open to you when you do have these amazing projects that you have coming up. Because I know you're gonna be on some things. You know, you can always come back here if you need to plug something, tell us about something, let us know it's something we need to watch and all that good stuff. You know, this platform is always available to you. I want to thank you for coming on because we want everybody to get ready to go watch this episode of
Can I
Chasing
say one thing
Dallas,
too?
which starts in
You if you just need to go to the octagon and start dragging people, you know where to find me. You know, we got the whole octagon set up on my side. Really be gonna let you be nice to people. You come over to my side and we could just start dog walking and dish ragging people. I bring out the book of darkness.
Oh, you want me to go to hell with you?
Yeah, you know, we're a nice level of hell on my side. So we can do this. Come on now.
Let's do it.
Exactly. And Markel wanted me to let everybody know that Rookies season 2 will be back this summer. He's plugging.
Is everybody
Markel,
coming
you
back?
can't be coming over here.
quiet as it's kept, Markel, I said this on my review. I would have loved for him to bring the rookies girls to Chasing Dallas. That would have been a good, because they would have been, we like them, but okay.
Hmm.
But they have their own lane. They have
Yeah.
they're in their own lane. I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
I like
I
that.
totally agree with I totally agree with you.
And I'm going to be in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm going to be in Atlanta in a couple weeks. I will allow you to humbly, buy me a drink or something. I'll let you know.
Oh, blue.
As long as that makeup blending, we can go and have a good time.
Listen, and you listen. I had Telly on his t-shirt, and then I saw yesterday. Now you have a t-shirt that the makeup is not blending. What does the shirt say?
That makeup, what you just said, that makeup is not blending. Strong on the ding.
Would you like to tell us where we can buy a t-shirt? Would you like to know we can buy one?
Listen, it is in the works, and I'll tell you why it's in the works. So originally I was going to go with a certain company, but I felt like the investment of the return with this particular company was not really what I was looking for. I'm always in business to make money.
Finance?
Yeah, I'm always in business to make money. So actually, I am actively working with another brand. But by the time, because I've gotten a couple requests for interviews, by the time my next interview, I'm hoping by this weekend, I'll have my link up and running. There are people who have already, bought the shirt on the back end without a link. We kind of did it it was
the
black folk way.
Right.
You want it? Okay, cash out me and send me your address and all of that. But I really don't want to do business like that. And I really want, I want the manufacturer and all that to take care of all that. I don't want to be involved in anything, because at the end of the day, it's my name that's on it. So I don't want someone to order something and they got to wait weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for it. So
yeah,
it is going to be in my bio very soon.
She needs one. Okay, well, just keep me posted, because I like to support. I like to support. Now, listen, I'm gonna let Tracy ask this messy question, because she put a color on it. She gave me a super chat. She put a color on it. So she said, I'm sorry. It says, are the fibered eyebrows new? She being messy, but she gave me a cash app.
Or did he always have those?
No, the eyebrows have been around for a very long.
And you went out in public with him like that?
Long time. And listen, at the end of the day, if you think you look great, I'm not gonna knock it. But if you're gonna go out with me, there's been times I've kind of tapped on the shoulder and it wasn't received. So go ahead, Circus.
Really be. If we ever go out and I look like that and you don't tell me, or Ebby don't tell me, I'm gonna fight y'all. I'm gonna fight you and Ebby. If y'all let me go out in public with some mess, like, I'm gonna fight you and Ebby. Really be. I'm just letting you know that now.
Violence is never the answer.
Nope.
Tell Ebby that. You need to tell Ebby that violence is not the answer. That is the queen of the Nuck If You Buck committee. Okay, she's the chairwoman.
Everybody think that Ebby is the nice one, but Ebby is the one that probably hit you the fastest.
I don't even
She's
get
the first one. She is the chair of the Nuck If You Buck committee. Please be clear.
Ebby is Nuck If You Buck. She don't do no whole lot of talking.
She don't play that. She don't do that talking. Ebby is about the man.
Chat with her. We got to have a sit down.
Yeah, that's the one you want to take to fight with you. Ebby is the friend you want to go fight with you. That's who you take. Because she ain't going to do all the talking. She just going to reach around.
See, look, violence is definitely the answer. You see that? You see what Ebby said? Violence is definitely the answer.
Well, baby, as long as you got that bells, buns, and money, you go right ahead. Just make sure there's no cameras around. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm not fighting. I'm falling on the ground. I'm going to be paralyzed.
This is my weapon, and it can go. It can go. I've been told all my life I had a mouth. So, yeah. Pick your battles.
exactly. Well, listen, George, I want to thank you. I'm sorry that the Wi-Fi was a little off, but I appreciate you. That's why there's been a delay. Apologies. I can't do nothing about the Wi-Fi, child. I had to upgrade or do something because it's janky over here. But I want to thank you for coming. Like I said, I reached out to you and you did not hesitate. I
Thank you,
appreciate
George.
time. And I look forward to what you're showing us. And if I need to get some clarification on some things, I'll be in your inbox. I'll be in your inbox.
Come on over.
I want everybody
Well, I'm not
to
gonna
get
tell
ready.
you I'm gonna
We
be in
got
your
5
inbox.
minutes.
I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna be in your
We
inbox
got
because
5
people gonna
minutes.
think that means something. So,
Well, we already know what you give. You got 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, freshen up your drink, and go on some reality because episode 3 drops in 5 minutes, you guys. So we are gonna be in the place, be in the chat because this week's episode looks very explosive, I'll say. So we are
The
going to get
girls
over
are
there.
fighting.
George, hold on for a second. Right, don't click off yet, George, because I gotta ask you something backstage. But I want to thank everybody for being here, and we're about to get out of here. El Taddy, final words.
love y'all.
All right. Hold on for the close out. I don't know why my